welcome back to Easy Cooking with Linda B. I'm so excited. I have been invited into a collaboration with a group of really wonderful people. And you know them all. And my dear girl, Karen Jones, Food and Family, along with Christy at Ramsey Ranch Kitchen, and WhippoorwillHoller, and Vicky's Country Kitchen, and Betty at PretirementDays, Comfort Foods, and more, and my sweetie lunch with Uncle Jason, and also in the kitchen with Mama Mel. And I will be making two dishes that I feel are worthy of brunch. I will be making a mushroom and onion quiche, and I'll be making a yogurt and granola parfait. And I'm going to show you how I put my part together. Now, this series will be running from April 5th through April 12th. There are 8 of us participating, and I can't wait for you to see them. And I'm going to list all the names in my description box below, so you have links to every day with their videos. So let's get the show on the road. I'm going to show you how I put this all together. So the first thing I'll be making for you is a quiche. I'm pretty excited about this because I really think it's a great brunch dish, especially when you have some friends and family getting together. So I'm going to show you how I make mine. I'm making it with onion and mushroom. So follow me over here and I'll show you what I do. Now I have my pan heating up. It's pretty warm now. Now, I'm going to make this as healthy as possible, but sometimes you have to have a little fat in it just for that flavor. So what I have in this jar is some reserved bacon fat. I always save it after I make bacon. Okay, so I'm going to take a dollop or 2 of that and place that in my pan so that it will melt. All right, so I'm just going to get this to melt around. As you can see, it's melting nicely here. First thing I'm going to add to that fat is my onion. I have a half of a large white onion, I should say. I'm going to put that in here and get that started. What I'm going to do is just to add a little bit of spice to this. I have some black pepper here. Now I'm not going to add salt at this point, only because the bacon fat itself is salty. So now what I'm adding is my marjoram and my thyme. This is an 8-ounce package of already sliced mushrooms. These are the white mushrooms. So we know what's going to happen here, that fat is just going to disappear because of these good old mushrooms, but that's okay, because when they absorb the fat like they do, that's where you get all your flavor. Okay, so now what I will do here is I'm just going to cover this and I'm going to let it cook down for maybe about 5 or 6 minutes until the mushrooms and the onions are mostly cooked, and then we'll go on to the next step. Okay, so I'm going to check my mushrooms and onions, and they're doing beautifully. So what I want to do is let them cook down just a little bit more. I'm just going to put it on low because now what I want to do is make the filling for the quiche. So we're going to put this on low. Actually, I'll just turn it off and let it finish cooking. So over here, what I have are 3 eggs. Now, I personally just don't like a real eggy quiche. That's just me. And I know a lot of people don't. But in this recipe, it calls for 4 eggs, but I'm using 3. I think what's going to end up happening is that I'm going to end up making 2 pies out of this, because my pie or crusts are not deep dished. I think this is more for a deep dish. So I've got my 3 eggs added here in my bowl. And then I'm going to take 1 pint, which is 2 cups of whipping cream. I'm going to shake it up a little bit, and then I'm going to pour that in here with my eggs. Just like that. Oh, I can't wait. I haven't had this in a long time. And now it also calls for a little bit of salt, which I'm pinching in some kosher salt there. And I'm going to put a pinch of black pepper and also nutmeg. Now, I know a lot of people don't like nutmeg. If you don't like it, please don't add it. So I'm going to do a little bit of a sprinkling, which is going to equal probably about 1/4 of a teaspoon of nutmeg. And now what I'm going to do is mix this well together. And I'm going to beat it because what I want to do is I want to aerate it. And I want to make it light and fluffy. I'll be right back and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so now that has actually created a little more volume, which is what I want. So now the next thing I need to do is add my cheese, and I'll show you what the cheeses are I'm using. Okay, so now I have 3 different cheeses that I'm going to add to my quiche. So this one is a Swiss cheese, and what I'm going to do is just use my box grater here, and I'm going to grate it until maybe I get about 1/4 of a cup, I would say. Okay, I think that's as far as I'm going to go with that one. Now I have Fontina. Fontina is nice because it's smooth and it's creamy. So I'm going to do the same thing here with this. I love this Fontina cheese. I like to use it in a lot of recipes. Okay, that's good right there. Now, last but not least, I am using Gruyere cheese. Gruyere is nutty. It has a beautiful flavor to it, and it complements the flavors of the Swiss and the Fontina. So again, I'm going to shred about 1/4 of a cup. Okay, let's see what we have. We should have probably about 3/4 of a cup. Well, it looks like a little bit more. It probably is, and that's fine by me. So I'm going to just stir this up. This looks really good. See how light it looks? Look at that. Okay, so now I'm going to add in my cheeses. Let me add more cheese. So there it all is. Okay, now what I'm going to do is add the mushroom mixture with the onions to my already pre-made pie crust pans. Now I know that I have there's a lot of volume, so I don't want to waste it. So I'm going to do 2 quiches. I'll come right back and I'll show you what I do next. All right, so now what I've done is I've taken my onions and my mushrooms, I put them in a bowl so that they could cool. And now I will scoop some of them on the bottom of each pie shell here. Let's use it all up. Oh, this is going to be so delicious. Don't you agree, Ben?
Yep.
Can't wait. Okay, let's get a little more in there. Don't want to miss a thing. Okay, set that aside. Smooth these out on the bottom. Okay, just like that. I'm going to have to use my finger. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is take my mixture here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, using my ladle, it'll be much easier because right now the cheese has sunk to the bottom of the bowl and I need to get the cheese in there. So I'm going to use my ladle. Now, there we go. See, we've got all that good cheese. All right, so now I've taken both of my pie shells and I put them on a baking tray because we know that there's a potential for this to run over and I don't want to goop up my oven. I don't want to make a mess in there. So I'm going to evenly put this on both. Careful with that. Let that go in here like this. Okay, so now I know I have a little bit more I can work with. I don't want to overfill. So now I have my oven set at 425 degrees. I'm going to bake these for 15 minutes. Then I'm going to drop the heat down to 325 degrees and bake them for about another 30 minutes. So we're looking at about 45 minutes total. So I'll show you what they look like when they come out. 15 minutes is up and this is what they look like. 425 degrees. Now we need to turn the temperature down. Here they are, hot out of the oven. Oh my goodness, they look so good. So I'm just going to pierce it, and it's coming out pretty clean. So what's going to happen is I have to now let them sit and completely rest. And as they rest, they'll become more solid. Okay, so I'm cutting into the first pie here. Let's see how this comes out. We know what happens to the first piece. Okay, so now see what we got here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oops, sorry. I got so excited. How does that look, babe?
Delicious.
Okay, good. Okay. So now it's going to be time to taste this baby. Ooh, that came out perfect. Now I did have to let it sit and rest for probably about 15 minutes. So now it's just, oh, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And the nice thing is you notice that it doesn't look so eggy. It looks creamy, actually. So here we go. Oh my goodness. Babe, would you try this? Oh, it is delicious. Oh my goodness. Okay, for the second thing I will make for this April brunch month is a yogurt granola parfait. We'll show you what I used to put it together. Okay, so what I'll be using to put this parfait together are the following. I have here blueberries. These are gorgeous blueberries I got from the grocery store here. I wash all my fruits. And then I have strawberries here that have been sliced, and I've got these gorgeous blackberries. They're huge, so they're perfect. They're very flavorful. I had one before. Then I'm also going to use this. This is Purely Elizabeth granola. It's a really good brand. You don't have to use this one though. You could use whatever flavor you want, whatever brand you want. This one is granola cookie and it's oatmeal raisin. And then I'm going to use Chobani. And this is 0 sugar yogurt. It's a Greek yogurt vanilla flavor. So we'll be working with that. And then also I like to add, and this is optional, some honey. So what I have here is Silver Blossom pure and unfiltered honey. It's very, very good. I would only use a small amount of it. And then what I have here are trifle glasses or parfait. So now what I'm going to do is I'll show you how I put this parfait together. You can put your parfaits together however you want to, like however you want to layer it. This is how I do it. So first thing I will do is take my granola. Oh, and look at this granola. It looks amazing. Oops, let me get some more out of the bag. Look at that. These big, huge cookie chunks. Oh my gosh, they are just so delicious. So I'm going to take those first and put them on the bottom of my parfait glass. Actually, I could dump some right in there. So I will do that for the two of them. Now the other thing I like to do, but you don't have to, is I've taken my yogurt and I put it in a piping bag. It just makes it a little easier for me to work with, and you're going to see that it's going to start coming out of the sides. But I'm going to now pipe in the yogurt, just like that. I do the same thing for here. And you could come in closer so you could see what I'm doing. Okay, just like that. All right. So now what I want to do is put some fruit on. So I'm going to take blueberries, plop them all on the bottom there. This is just so delicious. Sometimes you're hungry, but you don't want anything heavy. Like you may not be in the mood for eggs or pancakes or croissants, whatever there it is on the brunch table. So you may want to go for something just a little bit lighter, and this is a great alternative. And not to mention how healthy it is. Okay, and then I'm going to take strawberries, put them here all over. Ooh, that looks so good already. And it smells delicious too. And now I'll go over to this one here. And get that all set. Ooh. Put a few. And then now we're going to take some of the gorgeous blackberries. I'm only going to put a few, like 3 on the bottom. Same thing here. Okay, so now what I want to do is layer again. So I'm going to start out again with some more granola. just like that. Same thing here. And then take my yogurt, which I think my tip has disappeared. There it is. And then just go around. Fill that right in. Just like that. And we'll get that down on the sides. And I'm probably going to have to refill. Yep, I'm going to refill my piping bag and I'll be right back. All right. And here we go with that. And put just a little more on top of this one. I love this yogurt. It is so good. All right. And again, I'm going to layer with a little more. Put them around the side here. Same thing over here. I'm going to ditch the spoon. It's just much easier working with my hands. Okay, and blackberries. Just like that. Same thing here. Take a few more strawberries, put them in down along the side there. Just like that. You want to make your food look pretty too. Do the same thing over here. 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 And here. And then I've left 2 whole strawberries. So I'm going to put them right on top, just like that. Okay, so they look pretty good, huh? Turn them around. Oh, wow. I like how they look. So yeah, it is more like a trifle, but it's just easier to call them a parfait. All right, so now this is optional, my friends. You don't have to do this, but I'm going to take just a small amount, drizzle the honey on top like this. Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh, wow. There we go. Okay, and there they are. So I'm going to clean up my mess here, and then I'm going to come in for a taste test. Okay, so here it is. I'm so excited. But truth be told, my friends, every night I have something like this. Not to that scale, it's too much. So ever since I started the Mediterranean diet, I've been trying to stay away from unhealthy sweets at night. So when Bob and I sit down and we watch some TV, him and I enjoy one of these. So I'm going to now taste it. I already know what it tastes like. That's why I hope you make it so you know what it tastes like. I'm going to start out with this. Mm. Mm-hmm. So good. So refreshing. Mm. The granola. Mm. And a little bit of honey in there really makes everything pop. So I hope you take the time to make this because you will love it. And I'll list the ingredients in the description box below my video. So I hope you enjoyed watching me make these 2 great dishes that are perfect for brunch, the onion mushroom quiche and the yogurt granola parfait. Now remember, this is April brunch month. There are 8 of us participating. It starts April 5th and runs through April 12th. And I will list the information in the description box below my channel. So remember, everyone, enjoy life and never stop learning. Bye now.